For decades, daily life in El Salvador meant navigating a state of constant fear. The country held the highest murder rates in the world, its streets controlled by rival cartels. At the center of this violence were two factions, MS-13 and Barrio 18. Their members operated with impunity, marking their bodies with distinct tattoos and extorting, kidnapping, and murdering civilians. In March 2022, President Nayib Bukele enacted an uncompromising measure to stop them. He declared a national state of emergency, granting law enforcement sweeping powers to bypass normal judicial processes and dismantle the gangs directly. The result was immediate. Armed military personnel took control of civilian neighborhoods and arrested 64,000 gang members in a matter of months. But arresting 64,000 people creates a difficult logistical problem. If you put them in standard prisons, the volume of organized, violent criminals ensures they will eventually overrun the facilities from the inside. To solve this, the government built CECOT, a mega prison the size of 8 football fields, isolated an hour outside the city and designed exclusively to contain gang members. CECOT operates without workshops or halfway programs. It was engineered for one purpose: to remove these gangs from society permanently. The physical perimeter of this facility is built to prevent any possibility of escape. The complex is surrounded by 15-meter-high concrete walls, reinforced with electrified wire, and watched over by 19 towers. Inside those walls, there is a strict asymmetry in how people live. The facility is guarded by 600 soldiers and 250 police officers who work in 5-day shifts. When a facility is designed to contain thousands of dangerous cartel killers, keeping the guards physically strong and psychologically stable is a top priority. Their comfort is treated as an active security measure. For the inmates, the experience is one of biological control. The moment a criminal arrives, they are stripped of their anonymity by a system of biometric fingerprinting and facial recognition that logs their identity. These outer layers of defense work in two directions. The walls and scanners keep the inmates trapped inside, while the guarded barracks insulate the staff and the outside world from gang retaliation. Once inside the cell blocks, the psychological pressure begins. Members of MS-13 and Barrio 18, gangs that spent decades in a turf war, are stripped to identical white shorts and forced to sit side by side in mass containment areas. This is the layout of a standard cell. Each unit is built to house exactly 100 inmates, yet there are only 80 metal beds provided. With no mattresses or blankets, 20 men in every cell have no choice but to sleep on the concrete floor. While you watch the day and night cycle spin here, notice that the overhead lights never turn off. They stay bright 24 hours a day, a tactic of sensory deprivation meant to strip the inmates of their biological sense of time. Physical movement is just as restricted. Prisoners are permitted 30 minutes outside their cells each day, and they are only allowed to perform simple bodyweight exercises under heavy guard. Even the inmates' own bodies are weaponized against them. The tattoos that once served as symbols of terror on the streets are now used by police as biological catalogs to document every crime and gang affiliation. The facility also severs their physical connection to the outside world. Inmates never leave for court dates. Instead, all trials and legal meetings are conducted exclusively through video links in guarded rooms. Whenever an inmate is moved, the guards demand total physical submission. They are cuffed and forced to walk bowed over, staring at the floor, neutralized by the riot police beside them. From the constant lighting to the calculated shortage of beds, every detail in this cell block functions as a specific mechanism to disrupt the gang's leadership and strip away their influence. If an inmate resists that pressure and misbehaves, they are sent to the deepest layer of CECOT, the solitary confinement blocks. This is a sensory void. Inmates are locked in a pitch-black room for 15 days, surviving without a single source of light and eating plain rice and beans slid through a narrow slot in a steel door. The toll of this isolation is visible in the inmates. One MS-13 member, responsible for 30 murders, now spends his days in tears, facing a reality where he will never see the outside world again. By permanently extracting this violent element, the daily reality of the country shifted. A nation once paralyzed by the world's highest murder rate is now a place where citizens walk through the capital in safety. The public responded to this extreme security by delivering a political mandate. In the 2024 elections, citizens overwhelmingly selected President Bukele, granting him a landslide re-election with 85% of the vote. El Salvador secured a level of national peace that many thought was impossible. But to achieve it, the country engineered a system of absolute consequence, a place where tens of thousands of men will enter and never leave.